Yes, here we are guys, back for some more F1 24 My Team, and this is the return of the sprint race for the first time since round 6. We're here for Austria, looking to hopefully get another decent result. The previous episode, the Spanish Grand Prix, linked in the top right, go watch it, spoiler warning ahead. We're going to delve into a marketing department event to start out this episode, picking a new rival. Obviously, Sergio Perez is the obvious choice because Verstappen is the championship leader. Now we've received a side pod profile upgrade for the aerodynamics. Now I went ahead and had a browse, however we could not afford any other productive upgrades bar the stators on the ERS, which I thought about but went against at the last moment. So we're going to hold back for now and save up some points to try and do some upgrades on the aero, especially because a lot of those are in the 1700 point category, which is really expensive, as we skip ahead on the timeline and move all the way to Austria.
I know we were expecting some new developments to come through, but some of them have failed quality control. We'll need to tell the team what to redevelop via the R&D screen.
Now with that done, you can see we had a failure on the Halo update, which is a shame because that was a really productive one. However, we have received a power unit upgrade from Ferrari, which is good. Now that upgrade, however, is durability, albeit general maintenance, which is always a good thing because it's basically the entire engine. Confirmation of the tyre upgrade, also a weight reduction upgrade, but the Halo has failed. Now, again, the R&D graph has bugged out. I haven't touched anything from the last episode when it was working, but it's broken again. I don't know why. I don't understand why. I'll keep dabbling. I might try and use a different shade of black because I thought I fixed it, but clearly not. But either way, you can see in the bottom of the screen, every race we finished, we've got a 100% podium rate. Now, that does mean in the championship, even with our 4 DNFs, we are 4th in the Drivers' Championship, 5th in the Constructors, and specifically on the Drivers. Today is a great day because Austria is a sprint round, which means there's extra points up for grabs. So we may be able to cut the gap, potentially get into the top 3 come the end of the weekend. Now the forecast looks to be dry. Qualifying is overcast, but no genuine important rain, a 20% chance. So we jump into practice, or at least that's what I thought. I accidentally clicked the wrong thing and went into quick practice, as it's kind of a brain muscle memory routine function. So I accidentally went down the quick practice route. So the good thing is we had a good session because we hit our goals. The bad news is that I'm going to have no practice jumping into the sprint shootout. So we're going to go in there essentially blind, hoping to try and get a decent qualifying. So let's see what happens, and hopefully we can get a good result at the end of it.
Hello everyone, welcome to Austria. It is a short track, it is high speed, it is exactly what we enjoy for qualifying.
Okay, the rain should be ending shortly, so we should see a dry line starting to form fairly rapidly, so make sure you cool your tyres down the straights. Okay, not sure whether dries or inters are faster, we're right on the crossover.
Now for this one, we have reverted to the short qualifying format based off some of the comments that I read. So again, I'm open to feedback. I want to see if you guys prefer the one-shot qualifying format for these sprint race episodes or the short qualifying format. As DRS gets enabled, we had some rain which made things interesting. Over the line we go, we was one of the last cars across the line and we go second, so kind of confirming when it rains we tend to be quick. Now the track dried up, the rain went away, and we left it at the very end to get the best possible track conditions as we look to try and go quick. So let's get to it. Let's go for a full sand lap and hopefully we can try and maintain a front row start, which would be pretty epic. So, up towards turn 1, braking just before the 50, 4th gear, attack the inside curb and the exit curb. A very average, I'd say turn 1, a little bit conservative, a little bit of oversteer mid-apex. Up towards turn 3, you want to brake on the curb at about 80 meters down to 3rd. We absolutely nail it there, really good late braking, good rotation, and also we picked up the throttle reasonably well as we head towards turn 4. bring the car onto the curb and brake at the shadow, down to third gear. No, we keep it in fourth, but we lock up and run super deep, and that is going to be a costly error as we're now dropping down the table through the double lefts to close out sector 2 and start sector 3. We're currently half a second up on Zhou Guanyu, but we invalidate, and that clearly, you know, that lack of practice from missing FP1 really hurting us, because this was our first dry lap of the day and it just wasn't there. It didn't feel sharp. So we crossed the line. We did a 1 minute 3.7. So that would have given us P9, even with us running deep into turn 4. So I actually think we've got some serious pace, and I think we're up there. So we're going to be starting way down. Instead of starting P9, we are going to start the sprint all the way down in P21. Bottas also not setting a time on the dry tyres. So, boy, this is going to be a struggle, an uphill fight. The sprint has 12 laps. It's in many ways going to serve as practice for the main qualifying and the main race, because we're going to need those laps to really get dialed in, get the car working well, and just get comfortable and confident. So yeah, the bad news, we level back down on Team McLean after just leveling up, so that's not exactly ideal. Anyway, it's time for the sprint. Let's see what happens.
Welcome to today's sprint. This is shaping up to be another fantastic weekend. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Norris, Sainz, Oscar Piastri, Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Perez, Russell, Gasly, Tsunoda, Stroll, Ricciardo, Albon, Ocon, Hülkenberg, Chadwick, Joe, Sargent, Magnussen, Martinez, and Valtteri Bottas begins the race from the back of the grid. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We will soon find out.
Right, here we go. Time for the sprint. Now, because I missed practice, I didn't do it myself. I don't have a personalized strategy or race runs to base my strategy off. So all I can do is use the preset in-game on the fuel and hope we get it right. So I've taken a lap extra fuel, but that may not be accurate. So we'll find out. This will serve as a bit of a practice for the main race. Still hoping to get some points in this one though, so we're not going to rule that out. I think points are definitely on the table, but yeah, we're now going to be using this as a bit of a, you know, a test dummy for the main race. Anyway, last row, let's get to work and let's see if we can try and hopefully fight back and get a good start. Lights, revs, action. Not a great start, to be fair. Bottas gets an even worse start than me. We'll just cover off the inside, and now up towards turn 1. Just going to take it easy and let the AI sort themselves out. 12 laps of racing. The first test as well to see what our straight line speed looks like. Right, nice and easy. We're going to take a nice wide berth at turn 2. We'll get back past Bottas. Valtteri will look to challenge, but doesn't commit to any move, so we'll take the racing line, and now we can start to crack on. Chadwick ahead is battling with Hülkenberg for P16, so it's causing a bit of a break. I hate these two wires because you can't do anything about them unless you absolutely send it. Magnussen does go through on Zhou, so now we'll get the battery on to try and see if we can get through here, but we can't. Wasn't quite close enough. So not the first lap I hoped for, but you can't win races on the first lap, so no big issue.
DRS is enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Right, nice move there outside of Zhou. He left the door wide open. He went super defensive on the inside, So we took that one with ease. Now up towards the hairpin. Hello. Absolute send. Bit of rear locking, but we easily get past Magnussen. And now we're going to have a look at Sargent. Our straight line speed looks good here. Oh, I'm in a bit deep. Can I get it stopped? Yes, I can, but Sargent on the switchback goes back through. A little bit of rash from me there. Not really keeping it under control. This will be an explosive sprint race, though. We're going to have to get aggressive to get these moves done and make progress. Lovely last two corners, really nice. We'll try and force Sargent to go defensive.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. We'll keep taking care of them.
Completely turned in on him there at turn 1, hoping he'd back out, and he did. And we got DRS, that's perfect. Right, next stop, Nico Hülkenberg. And to be fair, we might even have a shot here because he's been very slow through turn 3. Let's keep the battery on. Let's make sure to not make the same mistake twice. Hülkenberg defends the inside. So we'll go the long way around. Still there. We'll have the inside though. And we'll just pick that one up. Right, now we're starting to cook. Come on. Right, let's see if we can try and get Chadwick here. Same move as we did in Hülkenberg. Same machine. Up the inside, we get it stopped. No switch back for Chadwick, although she does try to go down the inside here, but we'll outbrake her, so we're now P16. And then there's quite a gap to the points because we've got this little train of cars ahead of us. We might just lose DRS here, we're going to have to reascend it. Chadwick having a look up the inside, but no way through. We do manage to just hang on to Ocon's DRS, which is massive. Bit of a battle into turn 1. Hello. That's going to cause a little bit of chaos. We are absolutely flying around here, at least compared to these guys. We definitely belong in Formula A. We'll use the outside to set up a move or two, although Ocon goes for the inside on Albon. That's going to compromise both of them, which means we might have a shot to pass both. Albon doesn't cover the inside, so we go right through and pick that one up. He's still there, but we go through just before the yellow flag zone. It's a McLaren that's slowing down, so DNF for one of the papayas. Piastri out of the race. And just like that, we're now P13.
Okay, clear.
Get past these three and we're in the top 10, but points are the top 8. We've caught up to the next group of cars ahead. I took a little bit of a charge lap on that last one. We could have done some moves, but opting to get the battery stocked up a little bit. And you can see those three ahead are batting quite heavily, so we've caught right up here. So now we have a crack at some points in this sprint. So we're going to get stuck in. Ricciardo is the first target. Here we go. Up the inside, not braking late this time. Nice move. Next station, Sonoda. We might have a chance here. That was a good turn 1. The AI derate up towards turn 3. There it is. Super late move on the brakes. It means we can't pass Stroll, but we get Sonoda. So now P11. Closer and closer to those points. Also, that move on Sonoda was great because we didn't have to use much battery, so we haven't lost any of our general charge. Cut that. Right, we might get a shot at a few more here. That move on Sonoda was great because we didn't use any battery pretty much on the overtake. So it means we're still fully charged stocked up and ready to deploy, like now. Although Stroll does seem a bit quick on the straight, but we are going to get him on the brakes. There it is, P10, Stroll fighting back, but we're not letting that happen. We'll just go around the outside. And now we've got Perez, our rival. This is huge. If we can beat him. Here we go. Let's prepare this. If I could just find a little bit more traction here. Perez is defending the inside for no reason, so that's going to really compromise him. We're going to go to the outside here. And brake super late. We've got alongside and ahead. We extend the braking zone and we go through as the clouds arrive here at the Red Bull Ring. I think it's too late for a bit of a surprise rain shower. So let's try and get Pierre Gasly and George Russell here and finish P7, which would be some huge points for us considering we started on the back row of the grid. This has gone way better than I expected. I wonder if maybe these two have damage or something, because the pace has been incredible this entire sprint. Really, really just incredible. There's no other words to describe it. Great turn 1. We're going to be right on Pierre here as we head in towards turn 3. No need for overtake. Pierre closing in on George. Forces a move. We're going to go around the outside. And now we're going to get DRS on Russell, who doesn't have DRS, so this should be very much doable. George defends the inside. He's got left side wing damage, which is what I said. I thought he might have had some sort of damage. Side by side. We should have the advantage through here. And there we go. And because of that damage, I know I can drop him. So let's push and try and break DRS. There's also a massive scrap for the win. So the AI just seemed to battle really heavily here as we bottom out on the curb. Sainz wins the sprint and we're going to come through for P7.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
I'm really surprised. I had no idea what to expect in that one, to be fair, because we missed practice. I simmed it. So I had no idea if the setup felt good, if the car felt decent in race trim. All we had was the sprint shootout, which also had rain. So I did one lap, invalidated. So I really didn't know what to expect. But I think we're quick this weekend. We're really quick, especially in race trim. So I think we might struggle in qualifying to go pole, but I think we can qualify well in the top 10 and then potentially in the race get some huge points. Either way, I'm taking it. Verstappen only gets P4, so we only lose 3 points to Max, which is great. Alonso does get a few points in P5, but generally no complaints. A great start to the weekend as we now move into the regular full qualifying.
Hello everyone, welcome to Austria. It is a short track, it is high speed, it is exactly what we enjoy for qualifying.
So we delve into the regular qualifying and we've now got quite a fair few laps under our belt. So we're looking to hopefully now do a proper job and, you know, show some real pace. Now currently we're on our first time lap. Making our way through the last couple of corners, we invalidate not once but twice. And that lap would have been a 103.9, which is slower than what we did in the sprint shootout, a 103.7, and that was my first lap in the dry. So definitely more pace to find considering that lap before I hadn't done any practice. So we got underway. The delta's broken on this one as it used my previous lap. We had a snap through turn 1, so we're already down on time. The rest of the lap though was pretty decent, nothing spectacular, but definitely, you know, average, you know, more or less okay. Making our way through the last corner, this time not invalidating, and our first proper lap is a 103.8. P9 into the top 10, kind of confirming that I think we're quick because we made a big mistake through turn 1. So now we're going to go for it, we're going to send it, full commitment, last car to start a lap, let's enjoy it. Well, that's a huge lap. No validation this time, and we deliver when it matters under pressure. P4 in qualifying. Verstappen is in a different planet pace-wise. I do believe we could have got second. There was some slight mistakes in that lap, so it wasn't perfect. Definitely think second place was possible. Either way, we'll take it. Jamie Chadwick finishes in P20 and not last for a change, which is, you know, some improvement for her. And she's only a 10th off P18, so it's definitely a step in the right direction. Either way, a really good qualifying, confirming that we do have good pace if we keep the car on track. We also do better in the rivalry, extending our lead a little bit. So yeah, we'll take it. Really good qualifying, but now we're going to move into the main event and hopefully convert this P4 into some serious points and kind of keep things rolling and keep our podium streak alive. Anyway, let's get to it.
It's race day in Spielberg for this year's Austrian Grand Prix. We are just a few moments away from lights out and our drivers thinking about navigating the Niki Lauda curve as it was renamed in 2019 in memory of one of Formula One's most beloved figures. 700 meters above sea level, 10 corners and one of the shortest laps of the season. 2.6 miles with some good overtaking opportunities, but you've got to get the braking right into turn 1 and turn 3. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Leclerc, Martinez, Sainz, Perez, Russell, Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Tsunoda, Albon, Gasly, Ocon, Bottas, Stroll, Ricciardo, Magnussen, Chadwick, Joe, Sargent, Hulkenberg, and Oscar Piastri. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. And so we welcome you to the commentary box. I'm Alex Jakes. Alongside me for this race, and it's going to be some race, is Anthony Davidson. Now, those final hours before a race, did you have a routine?
Well, for them, you know, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, you know, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, you know, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
So here we go. Time for the main race. Now, P4, decent starting place and kind of confirming the pace that I think we had. And it was a bit more. I think P2 was definitely possible. And that's where I think we can finish today. Now, based off qualifying, Max looks very, very quick. But in a race, over 36 laps, things can change. And there's DRS and there's strategy, and you can make things happen. So either way, I would take a second place right now. I'd sign that without a doubt. Now, strategy, I can't load my race runs practice preset strategy. So we're going to kind of run it based off the sprint. Now, tyres, I'm not going to change anything. We'll go medium hard and keep it safe. Fuel, I ran an extra lap in the sprint and we was okay. So I'm going to go 0.8 because we had quite a bit of fuel left in the bank at the end, and hopefully that should be fine. Other than that, let's get to work and let's see what happens. So everybody on mediums by the looks of it. No hard runners or soft tyre runners, so this should be fairly straightforward. Obviously in sprint weekends there's a few less tyres you can choose from, so you're going to be a bit thin on the old allocation. Anyway, let's line her up, hopefully get a good start, hopefully have a good race. Let's get to it. Lights, revs, and we're away. Verstappen, bad start. I got a decent launch there, but I couldn't quite go down the inside. Sainz trying to get through and does so. Leclerc also looking to make some moves, but we go around the outside. Sainz, Verstappen side by side here. Let's see, up towards turn 3 we go. Just going to take a cautious inside line. But Norris into the lead early doors. Side by side here as we get into a drag race with Charles Leclerc. Also Sainz and Verstappen still going at it ahead of us. We're going to try and brake late, which we do. And we put Leclerc behind us. Norris already looking to make a break for it as these two are still going side by side and going at it hammer and tongs all the way through the middle sector. And now Lando's already broken DRS, so he's gone. Sainz finally comes out on top, settles into that second place. So Verstappen losing a pair of positions off the start on the opening lap. This could be a chance for us to maybe put him behind us a bit further.
Okay, DRS is now available. Green flag.
Leclerc was having a bit of a look there, but I managed to just extend the braking zone enough. Had a brief yellow, but I think it sorted itself out. Meanwhile, Verstappen going back at Sainz here. These two are scrapping away. And now Sainz has DRS on Verstappen here, so this could be interesting. This might be a cue to look for a move as Verstappen they're moving late on Sainz because the AR might lose a lot of time. You saw how they behaved in the sprint, so we might have to bear that in mind and try and break away and get some clean air if possible. At the moment, the AR have sorted themselves out. Verstappen's very quick and basically Sainz can't even really challenge him, so he's just pulling us along right now and we're all just single file running at a nice consistent pace. So Norris is still running out front, but he's not getting away, and you can see Leclerc, they're going purple, kind of just confirming we're all running in those similar times and looking very quick. So let's see, this could be interesting. I don't mind this. A clean race for now, but I'm sure things will get spicy in the future. This is good work from Verstappen. The train's broken behind Russell, so not everyone can hang on, and it's really opening up the race. I think at this rate, Max is going to get back within Norris's DRS. Oops, first one. Just ran a little bit over as Leclerc has a look, but we've got the battery to keep him at bay. There it is. Sainz has gone for it. Slight contact. But Verstappen gets a great exit every time out of there. Norris is holding on. I'm well impressed. Sainz got a good exit this time. He'll go for it. He's been getting closer and closer each lap and getting a bit more impatient. But it just seems like Max has got enough to hold on. But this is allowing Norris to hold on for now. Right, I think we're going to have to take action now. Losing a lot of time. Norris is starting to build a gap, contact between the two. It's tricky though to get close and get past because Sainz is in attack mode. Side by side into turn 4. Sainz keeping his nose in. Right, this could get interesting. Verstappen around the outside. They're still going at it. And Verstappen's going to hang on to that. Fair play. That's some great driving. We might need the pit phase here to break this up a little bit. But Norris is running such a good pace. I mean, he's gone again. We caught him a bit, but that's gone now. Let's try and set up turn 1 here. There it is. Quality. We're going to go to the outside and pick up the high line. 3 wide. But we get the exit. Let's try and get Sainz. Verstappen will defend the inside into turn 4 so we can have a look. 3 wide, I think. Either way, we go around the outside. Might have pinched and might have squeezed in a bit. Not realising I was 3 wide there, but through goes Martinez. And we're into second place. Can we keep this up? Probably not, but I just want to stretch things a bit because Verstappen has got good pace. Sainz has got through those, so that's interesting. Let's see what kind of pace we have relative to Lando. And let's see if we have any tyres left to try and push it before we pit. Oh, I hit that bump at turn 1 on the inside. Wasn't really good. Let's see. Does Sainz have DRS? I don't think he does, but I think he's burning battery to defend from Verstappen. We're matching Norris's pace, so this is good. This is fine. Second warning. I've got to be careful now. Very careful. Oh, there we go. Verstappen tried to put a move on Sainz and they've lost some time. That might give us the break. I'm confident if we break DRS, we can stay out. Especially approaching the pit phase, that could be massive. Right then, let's box and let's see. Let's respect the white lines as much as possible. Norris in. We might be at that perfect distance, but we might hold him up. Whew, aggressive pit entry. I think we are going to hold Lando up. Yes, we do. Just a little bit. Just enough to make that a slightly longer stop than usual. Onto the hards. Another great stop. The crew have been excellent all season.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit or receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track.
We're going to rejoin. P7 on track. Verstappen 1.2 behind. He really closed in. Wow, he really gained on that. I had a really good pit phase. I mean, you saw. Had a decent gap on the way in. Now the pit entry. Now the stop. Now the exit. Everything. But Verstappen's right there. Not a bad thing. He's very quick. Very, very quick. Won't be a bad car to follow. Same for Norris. He's really actually pulled away. I thought I nailed that entire pit phase. We've lost time, which is mental. Now the remaining cars are in the pits. I'm going to let Verstappen go here. We'll show him the outside. You'll have DRS, but we'll have DRS for the next zone.
Right, Jamie's coming in for a stop.
And let's see if we can try and follow Max and work with him maybe to try and reel in Norris by the end of the race. Norris 105.9. Seriously quick. Verstappen's quicker though. This is good. Russell's in. So we're now back into our legitimate positions.
Okay, we've been given a time penalty. It will go against our finishing time at the end of the race. Get your head down and let's get it done.
Right, well that changes things a little bit. I just bottomed out on the entry to the last corner. So we're going to try and work with Max now to brake and pull away from the cars behind. Max seems to not have much interest in that right now, but hopefully I can teach him to fall in line. Here he goes, he's closing. We'll let him go ahead. Try and work together. Right, I'm going to go for it here and try and leapfrog Verstappen. There we go. Not ideal, bit of rear locking on the way through, but let's burn everything and try and stay in front this time, at least for a lap. Oh, great final corner. We go purple, that's what I was looking for. Try and nag an extra point. Verstappen having a look into turn 1, but not exactly optimal. He'll still probably get a run at me here. Up towards turn 3, but I don't really want him to go through now. I'd rather him wait until the next straight, because I've got no battery left. We're catching Norris. And crucially pulling away from the Ferraris. We'll knock it into none. This should be an easy move for Max to go through with plenty of momentum. Slight bit of contact. Oops, my bad. Oh my god. DRS open. Wow. Whew. Right, well that's a bit of an issue. That's a bit of an issue around here. That's a bit of an issue. I'm going to move that brake bar to 57 and just see if we can try and manage it. This could leave us into a bit of trouble in terms of the penalty now to Leclerc. But DRS failing, staying open is a big issue, because around here, especially now, these corners are so fast. With DRS open, you're going to have Just no downforce on the rear. I need to lock in and control this. It's only that corner. That corner, the car just doesn't want to stick. We're losing the podium here in real time. If my DRS recovers before Leclerc gets within a second, we might have a shot of pulling away again, but if it doesn't, it's going to be a long end to the race. Leclerc's going to get in DRS here. I've managed to recalibrate my driving style a little bit to manage, but it's really difficult, especially through these corners. There's Leclerc. I'll be quick on a straight, but it's going to be very hard to defend through corners. Right now, it's looking like P5. Sainz right behind Russell as well for good measure. Just got to keep the car super stable. The DRS is still not fixed, which is just not optimal, but you can see here we're quick on the straight, so we're able to hang in there. I just can't brake super late because otherwise I'm going to spin. So if they try and go down the inside, they're going to get me on the brakes. So now we just park the bus, make our car as wide as possible, drive in the middle of the road, and just make it awkward for them. No more battery. Here comes Leclerc to the outside. Oh, I'm trying to keep the car stable and just braking a straight line. Russell looking to try and get through. Just got a straight line brake it, and there we go. Our DRS is fixed. Okay, that's not bad. Leclerc didn't get away, so that's good timing. We can still do something about this, but we need to recharge. Russell having a look there. Managed to keep him at bay. This is now the time to pass Leclerc. We need to get him up towards turn 3 and hopefully send him into a battle with George Russell. So let's see if we can deliver on that. Important that I get DRS on the next straight, so I don't want to pass him in the braking zone if I can avoid it. There we go, there's the white line, just going to go around the outside. And we'll see if George can get stuck in, but we're going to try and race away and use everything. Unfortunately, Russell not able to make a move there, but we're going to push the pace now and try and break DRS for the last lap so that they all fall into a battle. Let's see. Huge couple of corners coming up here. I don't think we're going to break it for the pit straight, but maybe for turn 1. Those were a good pair of final corners. Purple sector 3. Let's see, I've broken it. I'm pretty certain I have. I'm not sure, maybe Leclerc's burning, but Russell's going to go for a hit. The only thing is I don't have any battery to use for the rest of the lap. No, I think Leclerc's going to hold on. Never mind. I needed George to challenge. Hasn't been the case. Lando wins. Verstappen second. We're going full send for these last few corners to try and get anything out of this.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Corner for the last time. Lando Norris is victorious.
To overcome the difficult circumstances they face throughout this race today, it's not easy, and it really shows a lot of maturity, and you can use this, you can draw on this as a driver moving forward and boost your confidence through the rest of the championship.
Our drivers are making their way out for the podium celebrations, and it's going to be McLaren picking up the winner's trophy. Congratulations to the entire team for that fantastic performance.
Now, I'm not sure how I feel about this because, you know, P6 overall for the weekend. I thought we deserved a bit more. The pace was good, but good sprint recovery. The shootout qualifying let me down. And then, while I did get a time pen which cost me the podium, it wouldn't have happened if the DRS hadn't failed. So, mixed emotions, but I do think we could have easily been the second highest score this weekend if things had gone a bit better, a bit differently. Either way, there's your final running order. And for the race, just to confirm, we finished in P6. We did get the fastest lap of the race, so we get an extra point. Jamie Chadwick, P18, was not last on the road, but quite a way off Ricardo and Magnussen and Zhou. So, looks like for the second race in a row, we'll be going into the standings post-race as I press the button again. Anyway, in terms of our rivalry with Perez, good stuff. Good start. Getting off on the right foot. We're now level 10 acclaim, matching Jamie, who actually, takes a huge hit and goes back under 10. So we're now lead driver status, if you will. And yeah, in terms of payouts, we didn't DNF, of course, so we've hit both of our goals with relative ease. And we'll add that little bit onto our cash total. So yeah, good weekend. Okay points. We keep things rolling, no harm, no foul. Now this is interesting, contract renewal. We'll talk about that in the next episode. Guys, comment your thoughts below. What should we do? In the meantime, I'm going to delve over to the standings and just kind of wrap up really the video. So P4 in the drivers, P5 in the constructors. That's going to be the story pretty much for the next few races. Lando was untouchable this weekend, so I can't complain. We pull away from Hamilton. Leclerc closes in a little bit. Not a bad weekend though. And we go to the next one. So guys, smash the like button. Let's try and hit over 1,000 likes. Subscribe for more. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy the Real Life Vegas Grand Prix as well. As always, a massive shout out to the members for supporting the channel. Check out the 2 videos on screen for more content like this. And I'll see you guys in the next one very soon.